go here.
Let's pull up some slides. Let's talk about the week.
We're gonna run out of time.
Pretty well, we're fine. We got it's been a short week. It really hasn't a whole lot happened. Okay, let's be honest. I mean,
It's been a good first week. A little bit of down move. We needed it.
Yeah, it has been. There's been trading. There's been, even though there's been a little bit light volume, there's actually been some stuff happening.
Yesterday was light because I think there was a number today, but the first 2 days of the year were pretty good.
That's true. That's true. I mean, I guess we're starting off the year with a bang. Let's move to the next slide.
That's a stretch.
Yeah, well, you know. You know what? You know what's great is that most of this was done, if not all of it, was done yesterday after the close, and most of it is held up, despite even we had the number. NASDAQ is in the midst of its longest losing streak since December of 2022. The S&P is off to the worst start since 2008. Again, surprisingly, I based the strong jobs data implying the economy is showing few signs of recession risk. I actually based that off of the ADP, which we got the other day, and initial jobless claims, which I usually don't pay attention to, but they actually showed the same thing as what we got this morning for the number. Number was way higher than we expected. So all these people talking about recession, et cetera, is bullshit.
I'm not. I talked about it yesterday. I think this is the strongest economy I can remember.
It is. The fact that you even said the word recession is a shock to me, okay?
I don't talk about recession.
You have changed a whole lot in the few
I don't
years
talk
I've been
about
here.
recessions. I just said other people have been yakking about
These
recessions.
Tuesday discussions that you have with Chris are really rubbing off on you, man. I can't believe what I am seeing. Both of you guys. You guys are saying things I never thought I'd hear you say.
Please.
On closing bell yesterday, Tony said something about a Fed speaker that's speaking. I heard you say it, Tony. Don't say you didn't. I did
on Saturday.
I cannot believe you guys.
Because he doesn't sometimes.
That's evolving.
No, I was trying to make fun
Sometimes he
that
just reads
Sosnov
emails
didn't know that it was Unemployment Friday. That's why volatility was expanding. So I was saying maybe it was the Fed governor who's going to talk.
God.
Oh, please don't say it again. The 10-year yield's back above 4% for the first time in 3 weeks. Bitcoin's been on the move, obviously, more recently. It was above 45K. I don't know where it is this morning. I actually didn't even look.
It's down 470.
There's something definitely going on there. It's been some big moves more recently. I know it's been the ETF thing, but I don't know. Have you noticed this time around that when it moves up big, the names don't always move up big? I mean, wasn't it the last Friday of the year and even the beginning of the year, Bitcoin might have been up big, but the names were down like 10, 12%, right?
Finally, the Coinbase is catching up to reality. So, that's all.
It's interesting. As of Thursday, VIX was at the highest level before Thanksgiving, but it's still low, as we all know. I think it's just under 14, and VVIX is below 90. So, I mean, I think that's a pretty decent environment. It's not like vol is 10 or 11. It's in the 14, 15, looking like it's one to go higher, and we'll see what happens. Next slide. I think you're going to like this one. I've done this in the past, but it's been a while, but it's a good time to update. A lot going on here. Let me break it down. This is the average VIX number for each year, going back to 1990. And the average over that time period from 1990 to 2023, the average is 19.7, right? Which makes sense. I mean, we always talk about the long-term average of the VIX is 19 or 20. As you can see now, it's basically 20, especially after the last 4 years. So we have the average numbers for each one of these years. I also took the liberty of color coding it a little bit. Anything less than 16, I put in blue. We've had that happen 12 times on the average, right? Years. Oh God! I mean, none of those years really matter. The only way I can put that in context is I started in the business in 2006. Vol was on average 12.8 that year. I remember it jumped up to like 14, and the firm that I was working at freaked out because everybody was short and they were worried. That just gives you an idea of where things were. Obviously, 2017 was 11.1 average VIX that year. 16 to 24, and I chose 16 obviously for people who understand VIX of 16 means 1% move in either direction in the S&P. 24 is 1.5, so on and so forth. 32 is 2%, right? So the VIX on average has an average of 1% to 1.5. 13 times we've seen over these 30, 23 years or so. 33 years. And then it's been greater than 1.5% moves 9 times. So for the most part, you don't see over 1.5%, right? You don't see 24s, right? You don't see the years of 2008, 2009. We've told you guys before, those are very rare. 2020, 2022. We don't see that often, but they do happen. So.
Agreed.
Yeah. So last year was 16.9, just to give you an idea. And as much as it seemed volatile in the beginning, it ended up being a year that was below average, if you will. But the last 4 years have been wild, right? 29.2 in 2020, 19.7 in 2021, 2022, 25.6. We'll see what we get in 2024.
Going to be a lot lower.
Yeah, probably.
Lot lower.
Well, and again, this shows that, right? Like if you have
A lot
13 times
lower.
from 16 to 24 and
Yeah.
12 times from less than 16, you can already tell 25 times out of 34 years has been in that range.
A lot lower.
Let's move to the next slide. Dollar here. It's been rally for 6 straight days. Longest win streak since September. Best start to the year since 2005. Do you care about the dollar? What do you
I
think?
do. We're long the yen, but we're about to get long some other things because the dollar's had a nice little rally here. And I think, let me just see where the euro is this morning. Back down to one. I mean, yeah, these things, every single one of these things have been crushed. I mean, the euro's rallied back this morning.
We took a look at currencies yesterday a little bit.
Yeah, the dollar's rallied back this morning. I mean, it was uglier early this morning. It just rallied back. I'm sorry, these
during
currencies.
the real estate market.
The currencies all rallied back.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's been on the move, so we'll see what ends up happening. Let's move to the next slide. This is one of the things I'm watching, man. You know what? You guys know me. Once I start noticing something, it kind of stays in my mind. If it still continues to move, it's fascinating. And so, as of right now, the anti-obesity drugs have been heating up the airwaves. NVO's been one of them. Lilly's been the other, and Amgen, I think, too, might be in the play. I don't think Pfizer has something yet, but I think they're looking in this direction. I'm sure other companies, we're going to see some other companies probably head in this direction. It seems to be an interesting area right now. NVO has a high IVR, so does Lilly, I believe. Lilly, I think the other day created a portal to do a direct to consumer situation, but there's a lot going on here. I think we're going to be hearing more about this as the year goes, and there's obviously a lot of people using these days. So
No question.
yeah, so I'm interested in this area of the market. We'll see what ends up going on. Let's move to the last slide.
I just got long some Aussie dollar
There you go.
Because of you.
because of you taking me down.
It's not my fault. No.
Because of you.
Buy now, pay later usage hit an all-time high of 16 billion over the holiday period. That's for the recession crowd. Keep an eye on this Red Sea conflict thing. We'll see what ends up happening. So far, oil has fluctuated a little bit, but we haven't seen much in other commodities or whatever else. But it's been a topic. And rate cut odds. I mean, first of all, imagine cutting rates in March. That sounds ridiculous to me. I've never thought that was a possibility. Rate cut odds fell from 86% a week ago to 56% after the number.
That's what a 4-point down move in bonds will do.
Yeah, for sure. Next week, I don't really know how much these still matter, but we'll see. CPI report coming up Jan 11. I mean, it mattered in December. We'll see what happens. But CPI report's coming up on Thursday, and then you got PPI on Friday. And then research for the week, it was Crypto Conversation, 3 tokens for 2024 with Ryan. That's all I got. Peace.
Good stuff.
Beautiful. Good job, my man. You know what? We're going to take a quick 90-second break. We're going to come back. We're going to catch the opening bell. Enough out of you.